Houston Texans at Denver Broncos, mile high in Denver, Colorado. It's hot, 87 Fahrenheit, sunny, 7 miles per hour. Let's quickly move over to the line history in this one. We have the Broncos opening up at -10, and that's where they are right now. There's been a 9-cent move, though, to Houston. So Houston opened up at +10 at -105. They're now -114 at that +10. This total's gone up 2 points from 44 to 46. Let's take a look at the cash flow and see if it all correlates here. 5,976 tickets in. You have 77% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on the Texans. Ooh-wee. 40% of tickets, 44% of the cash on the under. Texans opened up the Lovie Smith era in Houston with a much better than expected 2020 tie at home with the Colts. First tie in Texans history. They looked really good through 3 quarters. We're up 20 to 3 heading into the fourth. Remember, the Texans were outscored 62-3 in 2 losses to the Colts last year. What a difference a year makes. Davis Mills, 23 of 37, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brandon Cook, 7 passes he caught for 82 yards. O.J. Howard was signed on September 2nd. He looked good. 2 touchdown passes. 2 touchdown catches, I should say, for 38 yards. Rex Burkhead ran 14 times for 40 yards, caught 5 passes for 30 yards. The defense bent but didn't break throughout. Jerry Hughes had a great debut with Houston, getting both Texans sacks, picked off Matt Ryan. Texans started 3 rookies and Damian Pierce, but the big ones were 3rd overall pick Derek Stingley and safety Jalen Petrie. It's the most rookies they've started since week 1 in 2006. They allowed the Colts to put up 517 yards, 33 first downs, and had the ball for 39-37. Texans were outgained 517 to 299. Broncos come in off that very disappointing loss that we all watched yesterday. Inability to score in the red zone. What a perplexing decision by Nathaniel Hackett. It's just nuts to me. It's nuts to me. Here are the stats. So for those of you who weren't watching, 4th and 5, minute remaining, all their timeouts, and Hackett lets the clock run down to 20 seconds. So for Brandon McManus, 64-yard field goal. And NFL kickers are 2 for 35 on attempts of 64 yards or more since 1991. McManus's career long is 61. What could Hackett have possibly been thinking? Now, I know you could say, well, he had the leg and all this shit, but that's just, if you know those stats, what the fuck are you doing? Denver ran 8 plays inside the 12 in the third quarter. I said this earlier on the show, 0 points. 3 more plays inside the Seattle 10 in the fourth quarter. Couldn't find the end zone. Wilson, 29 of 42, 340 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 4 catches for 102 yards. Cortland Sutton, 4 for 72. Melvin Gordon ran 12 for 58. He did lose a fumble. Javonte Williams, 7 for 43, caught 11 for 65, also lost a fumble. Couldn't get enough pressure on Geno Smith. Couldn't put them in 2nd and 3rd and long situations enough. The run defense did look good, though, 3.1 yards per carry, except for, that one long run. If you take out that one long run Penny had. And Kwan Williams, hand injury, cornerback Kwan Williams, and they lost their right guard to a hamstring injury. Take it away here for us, Andy. We have Texans Broncos.
Yeah, like you said, the Colts put up a lot of yardage, didn't get the points. Usually you can divide that about 15-ish, and that's kind of how many points you should put up. They really, really just kind of pissed it away on the scoreboard, not finishing drives, not getting it done. And, yeah, the Texans are not good. That was a wild, wild outcome. Really, really surprising, as well as Pittman played, as well as Jonathan Taylor played. It's just crazy to me that they couldn't eke out a win there. Broncos are in a nasty spot, though, coming out the short week, the kind of a heartbreaking loss. I'm not even getting into the Hackett stuff. I guess I'm going to give him a little bit of a leash because it was his first game coaching as a head coach, and he had to make a tough decision at the end. He made the wrong one. Clearly, it was a disaster. What happened there? But I don't understand what Denver's doing because, what did everyone love about Denver coming to see all these young wide receivers? Like, they got all these receivers, and they threw the lowest ratio of balls to wide receivers of any team in the league last week. They were dead last. I think it was like 36% of their balls went to the wide receivers. They threw a ton to the running backs. I don't know if that's the play against a team you can beat in the secondary. It was a really, really odd game plan from the get-go. Other teams weren't even close. They were 36% of their targets to wide receivers. The next 3 teams are all around 45 to 48, and those are Green Bay, Baltimore, and New England, who have, one good wide receiver between the whole 3 teams. And really, Denver still should have won the game. The fumbles were hilarious. Like, we'll give it to the other guy. He can't fumble at the one, right? It still happens. So they should have had it's a team that should have lost instead of tied, and a team that should have won instead of lost. But again, it's a lot of points here to lay. I kind of don't mind this team total over. I like some things I saw from the Denver defense as well. Randy Gregory, kind of an impact player, but I'm not sure where the coaching staff is at with this squad right now. So I'm not sure I can put some trust in Hackett at this point to cover a game like this.
If the sharp money wasn't all over, or the big bets, I should say. Let me.
Yeah, I mean, they got rewarded last week, so why not go back to the well? I guess
77% of tickets, 91% of cash. I feel like this could be a Denver smash situation, but I won't bet it. I won't go up against that, and I'll let it go. But it just, look, Davis Mills looks like a real starting quarterback in the NFL, and that should help them a lot. And bringing in guys veterans who still want to succeed helps. And we saw that with Hughes and Brandon Cooks. But if this wasn't so ridiculous with all this, big bets and everything on Texans, I would be on the Broncos to bounce back. And I still kind of like it, but I will stay off at this point.